Apologies for the somewhat tardy approach today, ladies and gents. I was out running and I only got back in about 15 minutes ago. Jumped in the shower, that's why I'm still red in the face, because I'm past 40 and I've got a drink problem and high blood pressure. So there you go, probably a bit veiny as well. Weird that, when you're 25 and you go for a run, you sort of shrug it off. When you're 40 odd, you get big veins in your fucking head. I don't know why. No idea. Maybe your brain needs more blood and oxygen. Who knows? Right, how's everyone doing? All right. Hope the sound's all right. Streamlabs had to update there before I turned it on as well. Chinese watch. It's not a Chinese watch. Although it is, isn't it? Everything Apple makes is a Chinese watch. Everyone knows that. Fur babies. I never should have opened my mouth. I should have learned by now that the chat will do the exact opposite of what the Bootneck requests. Get your blood pressure checked. I've checked mine, Terry, because the Americans are such fat knackers that they actually have mobile blood pressure units in all the supermarkets. Like you walk into a fucking Tesco's in America and they have like a healthcare section off to the side, and they actually have a proper big strapping blood pressure monitor, presumably so when you go up you can sort of fill your shopping trolley with Ben and Jerry's and then strap in on the way out and think, how many of these can I smash in one sittings before it kills me? So yeah, I've had it checked. It's not too bad. It's about 135 over 80 or something. A little bit high, I suppose, but yeah, when you do what I do, which is alternate between extremely arduous physical training and extremely arduous binge drinking, you can't expect it to be nice and low, can you? I'll text sub 140 over 80 myself. Anyway, what else have we got here? Notified me always minutes late. Weird. Hello, guys. Oh, I'm surprised anyone gets notifications at all. Like I said, it is weird to me how the YouTube algorithm works. Like I said to you guys, I think 99 out of 100 conservative commentators get stymied, and then they point at the ones that aren't and say that's evidence that they aren't strangling people, but they definitely are strangling my channel and Rotten Politics and Paz. Sargon got fucked with massively. And then they point at the ones like Paul Joseph Watson, who, again, Paul Joseph Watson, I just got a notification. I always get a notification off Paul Joseph Watson. And I'm sure Stephen Crowder's subscribers get them as well. They pick a handful and they promote them like they're supposed to do. And then that's a clever tactic, isn't it? Because it allows you to have plausible deniability. But I think 99 out of 100 conservative commentators get fucked with by YouTube. Definitely. There's people who are fantastic at doing this. Like I said, Voltaire's Ghost is one of my favourites. And he's been doing it for years. And he hasn't even got the same footprint of relative newcomers that have been promoted. So I think it's complete bollocks. 99 out of 100 are getting fucked with, definitely. And I certainly am. Anyway, no sense whinging about it, is there? It's not going to take the wind out of the Bootneck sales. Bring on Farage. Yeah, I am interested in watching that. I'm pleased to see that I reckon Donald went after me again and the Ginger Prince. See here, right, Kevin? Kev right, Jimmy Carr's an idiot. Me being everybody knows I'm a fence-sitting cunt. I'm going to disagree with that and say, Jimmy Carr, I genuinely think Jimmy Carr's funny. Like, he's probably one of the best stand-up comedians in Britain. When I sit and watch his specials on YouTube, or, I don't watch Netflix. Occasionally put comedy on when I'm sat doing the dishes or something. I think Jimmy Carr's funny. And I don't want to go down the rabbit hole like the communists do, where they refuse to accept entertainment that doesn't confirm every single one of their political beliefs. English Tim Pool. Yeah, I told you I don't like that fucking guy. I'm nowhere near as much of a fence sitter as Tim Pool. All I'm saying is, I can have I can find a comedian funny if I disagree with his politics. And I would implore everyone who's conservative, just like I tell you not to start playing the identity politics games, like when Justin Trudeau gets caught in fucking blackface, don't demand he gets cancelled for it, like the left do. And my point is the same with any forms of entertainment. Right? I don't need to agree with everything Jimmy Carr says. I still think he's fucking great at comedy, and he is funny. He makes me laugh. Me and my mate Snell have always liked him. His delivery's good and he's dry. I think he's funny. So yeah, the fact that he's just doing what they all do and pushing woke bullshit doesn't mean I have to hate the guy. And I would advocate the same behaviour from everybody who listens to me. Because it's fucking lunacy, isn't it? I was having an argument with some daft cunt on a Warhammer group that I'm in, because obviously I used to play Warhammer quite regularly. Whinging about me having a go, saying the Wheel of Time was shit. They were all in this Warhammer group saying, oh, it's fucking great. And plenty of us in there were like, no, it's shit, it's woke. They're ignoring the books. The canon is there. It's all there in black and white. All you have to do is copy it. And they've fucked it up because they've gone woke. And the woke won't enjoy entertainment if the person providing the entertainment isn't a communist. And it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like I said, John Lennon was a cunt. Doesn't mean you can't listen to the Beatles. And I'm glad to say I think most of the chat agrees with me, right? Jimmy Carr's fucking funny. He's a master of deadpan stand-up comedy. He's better at stand-up than 9 out of 10 American stand-ups. He's fucking good at it. So I don't see how it matters if he's a bit of a fucking dickhead sometimes. You know what I mean? Oasis, didn't Noel Gallagher come out fucking voting for Labour? Noel Gallagher was all about Tony fucking Blair. Doesn't mean I don't like Oasis. Oasis are one of the fucking best bands ever, and they always will be. Jimmy Carr might end up like Frankie Boyle, yeah, but still, as it stands, he's got a great back catalogue, hasn't he? So it doesn't matter. The sad thing about Warhammer Sadwings is, yeah, they've even got rid of like the hot women, the sisters Repentia with all the bandages all over them. At least they used to have canny settered baps on them. Now they all look like fucking blokes, geezer birds. So yeah, even Warhammer's got a bit shit, but it's not terrible. It's still predominantly big, muscly blokes ripping people's arms and legs off. Blue Van Man, I didn't like his. Yeah, I'll still watch it. Me too. Yeah, I'm happy to watch people that I don't agree with on many things. You hate Beatles and Oasis. How can you hate Oasis? The first 2 Oasis albums were definitely 2 of the best debuts from any band ever. Like, ever. Another good one would be The Libertines up the bracket. That was a class debut album. I mean, there's not many that I think are right up there, but Oasis are one of them. It's weird how a lot of people don't like them. I think older people than me, my dad's generation, view them as just being like Beatles rip-offs. My dad fucking hates them. But my generation, who grew up in the 90s, you know what I mean? I was about 14 when Definitely Maybe came out. So that'll always be something I like. And again, right, it's not something that you need to be anal about your entertainment. That's something that hipsters do, right? You don't have to agree on entertainment. Because think about it, this is something I'll say, right? It's when we're talking about philosophy and stuff, and you say how it's not really rational to be hyper-rational, like the sort of wokists, some of them, the Tony Blair types, try to be, because humans aren't entirely rational, right? So it doesn't make sense to be completely rational. That's why religion has its place. Because humans aren't rational, we're not an entirely rational species, and large amounts of what you enjoy about entertainment, the Smiths, not bad, large things about what you enjoy about entertainment are because of memories or invocations from the past, your childhood, stuff like that. I fully accept that I probably like Oasis more than I should do, right? They might not be the most technically brilliant, but it's because of that era, right? It's you look back at the sort of golden era of your life. And it's always between, 13, 14, 15, 16, your late teens as well, your early 20s. And Oasis came out then and were massive then. It was a big part of my childhood. So that's probably why I like them as much as I do. Makes sense, doesn't it? And again, my dad can point out that he absolutely despises them, and if I ever see that Noel Gallagher, I'll kick his fucking cunt in. The type of shit my dad comes out with. And you don't fall out with people, you just chuckle. Just chuckling at people's opinions really is what everybody needs to start doing. Both woke communist and conservative alike, right? This idea that you have to agree with everyone, I've never understood it. And all the people that know me personally, I'm an argumentative prick. Some of my friends, all I do is argue with them. But still my best mate. One of my best mates, John Whittaker, hello Johnny, he watches occasionally, is a fucking hardcore Labour, dad was a fucking trade unionist, fucking lefty cunt. And he's one of my best mates, and all we do is fucking argue. We go to the pub and we argue about politics for 2 hours. But that's life, right? I don't understand this idea that you have to agree with people all the time if you want to be friends with them. And just chuckling when someone says something you vehemently disagree with. I mean, when me and him go for a drink, I spend half the night going, you are a fucking silly cunt. You know less than fuck all. And we both laugh about it. He takes the piss out of me and I take the piss out of him. And I don't understand this. I don't understand. Again, the woke are 10 times worse than the conservatives are in this day and age. Which is why I've gone from centre-left to fucking, I'll basically vote for anyone that's not a communist. But, we're both bad. And, Tony T, that's what I was referring to, yeah, Jimmy Carr. It's like, you don't need to agree with people on everything. Jimmy Carr's entitled to his fucking stupid opinion. And that reminds me, when I was still in the Marines, this is how long ago we're going back, he made a joke about fucking... He said something like, you can say what you want about us marching off to war in Iraq and Afghanistan, but at least we're going to have a fucking hell of a Paralympic team. That was the joke, right? And all the fucking media doing what they do went mental. And I stuck up for him then. It's a fucking joke. And as if veterans who always go on about how fucking hard they are, why are they getting offended by it? It was a joke. He didn't say, I fucking love it when soldiers get their arms and legs blown off in a serious conversation. He's a comedian making a joke. And not only was it relatively funny, it was also fucking true. Because have you seen how good we are in the fucking SPAC Olympics? We are the kings of the SPAC Olympics. Our tiny island has got the best, highest quality fucking disabled in the entire bastard world. I mean, yeah, Stephen Hawking, he was a fucking good one and all. I don't know if he was very good at the javelin or the shot put, but he was in an intellectual titan. And Jimmy Carr's quip turned out to be fucking prophetic. Because we are the kings. Let's have a look out of morbid curiosity. Hang on. Let's have a look. Paralympics table. Paralympics medal count. Let's have a look. Look at that. Great Britain managed, what was that, tied for second? Fucking hell, we beat America. Deny. Look at that. Great Britain beat America. So well done, Jimmy. Very prophetic. Great Britain, this tiny island, lords of the SPAC Olympics. So well done, Great Britain. And don't get offended by the term SPAC Olympic. It's that's a quip. Obviously, tons of them are going to be disabled veterans. Nothing wrong with them. Lost an arm, lost a leg. Fucking fair play. There's no need to get offended about it, especially when you're fucking true. Looking at your nappy, you look like an Olympic high jumper. Well, you know, carpet burns when you're getting bummed on a Saturday night. That's the way. What do you want me to do? Stick my head in the fucking freezer? So yeah, there you go. He wasn't wrong, was he? I'm disabled since age 7. Fuck 'em. Yeah, exactly, right? Fuck 'em is my mantra. And I think you get a lot out of it, to be frank. You're only a victim if you allow yourself to be. Like I've joked about, I don't think there's anything that'd fucking do me in. I'm the type of bloke who could get dragged down an alley on a Saturday night by 20 yardies, gang raped, and 2 hours later, probably in the pub, sat on a pack of frozen peas saying, "Hey lads, you are not going to fucking believe what happened to me last night." It's a state of mind. They teach you that when you're earning your green beret. Everything is a state of mind. If you can convince yourself that sweeping streets is the best fucking gig ever, then you're going to be the happiest street sweeper known to man. You're going to like your job more than fucking a pop star or an actor. The amount of things you can get done with a positive mental attitude up here is quite astounding. Now, obviously, being a reasonable centrist chap, okay, it wasn't carpet burns. What do you think I was doing? Face down in my carpet, getting raped by a sailor. That was an unidentified drinking injury. I thought we've already brought this up. Carpet burns on your fucking forehead. How do you get carpet burns on your forehead? Seriously. Like Elton John came round and fucking donkeyed me into the fucking living room floor. Yeah, positive mental attitude. Someone calls you a cunt, you've got two choices. You can get offended by it and upset, or you can call them a cunt back. I advocate this in everything in life. Sometimes you might need help. Sometimes something might mess you up badly. You'll have a genuine case of PTSD or what have you. And again, I'm not discounting that or mocking people that suffer with it. But some of us can handle almost anything life throws at us. And if I could impart that wisdom to anyone listening and anyone around the world, it is that. You are. They say no man is an island. You fucking can be. Maybe you can't be an island, but you can be a small embankment in the middle of a canal. Right? The human mind is a powerful thing. I'm not going to go into Chris Thrall's thing. I'm not a motivational speaker, and I don't do motivational speaking or pseudoscience. But you can achieve a lot in there. If you can't and you fall short, then you get whatever help you need. Maybe there's a medicinal answer for you. Maybe medication would help. Maybe counselling would help. But some of us can handle fucking life. I'm not mocking people that can't. It's like people who don't earn the Green Beret. Most people who try to join the Marines fail. You don't mock them for it. At least they had a go. Credit belongs to the man in the arena, who, if he fails whilst daring greatly. At least his place will not be with those cold and timid souls who, whatever, never fucking tried. I don't remember the whole bastard quote. I'm not a poet or a historian. But you can get a lot done with strength of mind, strength of will, a firm backbone and a stiff upper lip. And people should take that lesson to heart. You can do it. You can handle all of the shit life throws at you. I've sort of given this little speech a couple of times since the start of the pandemic. I will say one other thing. I'm now making this channel a COVID fucking free zone. Unless something ridiculous happens, I'm not doing any more videos about it. I'm not bringing it up on BBC Spews. I'm sick of talking about it. We know what's going on. We know what's happening. And we know they're just going to keep on rolling out fucking boosters, and they're going to fight tooth and nail to keep us locked down. But it's boring. So as of now, I'm not fucking going on about it anymore. COVID is about as interesting as watching your house burn down. It's not something I want to do anymore. So bollocks to it. Boot, you are very poetic. Oh, okay, I just stole that off Teddy Roosevelt's famous Man in the Arena speech. Google it. You'll be glad you did. So yeah, PMA. That's what we need. Not PMS. Definitely don't want that. Ladies, that's shit, that. PMS is the opposite of PMA. Okay, what else have we got? The world's most expensive city to live in is revealed. Tel Aviv. There you go. Weird that, innit? Weird that, innit? Why would all the people in that region want to live in Israel? Don't they hate Israel? Weird. Why would similar vein, why do all of the people, the practitioners of a very specific desert fable, promoted by an epileptic illiterate goat herder, why would all of them They're going about how much they hate the West. Why do they all want to go to Canada and Scotland and America? Why? Weird that, innit? Weird. When they say that their ideology, which consumes the state and becomes about every aspect of your life, when they say that is the perfect way to run a country, the perfect way to run a society, isn't it weird? They hate the Israelis, they hate the West, but the two places they want to go more than anywhere else is the West, or if they happen to be out in that region, Israel. How bizarre. How bizarre. It's almost like they're talking absolute shit. And the devotees of Alan's world famous snack bar deep down seem to know that everything their fucking toxic ideology touches turns into a sack of shit. It's almost as if they know that theocracy doesn't work, freedom works, and the happiest people in the world aren't in Bangladesh and Pakistan and Afghanistan and Iran and Syria. No, they're all queuing up to get into Canada and Britain and America and Western Europe. Weird. Weird. Also weird that our leaders, knowing all of this, because they do know, they're not that stupid, weird how they aren't doing anything to defend our values and our way of life and are importing as many people as they possibly can. Weird that, innit? Who knows? So there you go. That's why Tel Aviv's the most expensive city in the world. Probably because fucking everywhere around them knows that they don't believe their own bullshit and they're living in shit. Nice one. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Politics for all. I think Ragnar sent me this. New videos emerged of a group of men spitting at a bus full of Jewish teenagers in Oxford Street. And they were celebrating Hanukkah. Is it Hanukkah? It's Hanukkah, something like that. It's not Chanukah, which I first thought was the first time I ever saw that written down. Hanukkah. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Do we think, as we've been led to believe by the mainstream media, right, that the biggest problem is white supremacists, yeah? Neo-Nazis, yeah? They might not have done Charlie Hebdo or 7/7 or 9/11 or Nice or Bataclan or decapitated a priest in the middle of a fucking park or Emily Jones or any of that shit. Or I can go all day. Or Santa Monica shooting or fucking or ad nauseum. Or Al-Shabaab or Al-Qaeda or ISIS or... No. That's not the real problem. The real problem is neo-Nazi skinheads, right? Neo-Nazi skinheads. They might not have done any of that, but there's still a problem. So I'm assuming, because that's all we talk about, I'm assuming these poor Jewish teenagers are going to be getting abused by neo-Nazi skinheads, right? Let's watch the video and see the despicable white men with their SWAT stickers and skinheads picking on these innocent Jews, shall we? Let's watch it. Oh, hang on. Oh, this is weird. Whoa. He's not ginger. What? Where's Rupert Grint? What's... Hang on, why is Ed Sheeran not doing this? Or the bloke from American History X? No, this can't be right. This must be the wrong footage. Those lads don't do anything wrong. Nah, this is wrong. Jewish Chronicle must be engaged in some sort of evil sort of conspiracy, right? The Jewish Chronicle's spreading misinformation. You know what this is? This is a Jewish hate crime. A hate crime committed by the Jewish people. Everybody knows the biggest victims, the biggest perpetrators of hate crimes are the Jewish people, right? Everyone knows that. So they're just spreading more lies. They're just spreading more lies. People that look like that guy, no, they never cause any trouble. Of course they don't. So, Steve, you should be very ashamed of yourself for sending this bollocks to me. Obviously, it's total fucking nonsense. Because anyone who reads the BBC and the Guardian and listens to Owen Jones knows that the only people who do horrible things in the world look like me. Blue-eyed, pasty, horrible bastards, right? And Osama bin Laden, he was just misunderstood. He was misunderstood, him. He might have fucking looked like he bathed once every 2 years and had a fucking bird's nest in his beard, but he was actually a scholarly, learned, pleasant fellow. Yeah, everyone knows that. What was the word that the left-wing media famously used in the United States? Austere religious scholar. Instead of going fuck-witted, fucking loot religious zealot killer, they called him an austere scholar. You couldn't make it up, could you? Right, let's do another news story I wanted to cover before I go. This one, ladies and gentlemen, is fucking shocking, right? I swear down. I can't see the whole thing, can you? Let me. I hadn't heard about this until I listened to Mark Stein's podcast. I really like Mark Stein. If those of you haven't watched him on GB News, he's dead funny. He's a really sort of witty old fella, and I've always liked watching him ever since I seen him on Fox fucking years ago. And he mentioned on his podcast that there was a Democratic campaigner called Mary Lemansky who used the Rittenhouse case to seriously, like mercilessly mock the people who died at Waukesha. How would you pronounce it, Sadwings? Waukesha. Apparently it's not Waukesha. It's some, I guess because it's Native American, it's like Waukesha. I'm English. Surely the English can be forgiven for not being very good with Native American isms. Fuck me. How many Native Americans do you get in Leeds? None is how many. There's even less Native Americans in Leeds than there is Mexicans. So yeah, however you pronounce it. This woman is absolutely detestable. Seriously fucked in the head. Waukesha. Seriously. Unbelievable, this stuff. Bear in mind that little kids died at Waukesha. They were like innocent civilians. They weren't targeting police or soldiers or some sort of young men's association. It was little women and kids, old people enjoying Christmas market. Look at the shit that this honking bit of kit started tweeting out. It says, fuck off you. An Illinois Democrat will appear to portray the Christmas parade tragedy as a form of payback for a jury of 12, including ethnic minorities, finding someone innocent after being presented with all of the evidence in a court of law. Let's just spell it out what it was. Mary Lemansky resigned from her position as social media director of the Democratic Party of DuPage County, Illinois. So high up in the organisation, director, not a tiny thing. And they've gone quiet on this. I didn't hear it anywhere. I heard it on Mark Stein's podcast, and then I Googled this to find the story in print. Digital print. It said, the executive's director told Fox News in an email that she'd resigned. They put out a tweet, we are deeply saddened by the tragedy in Waukesha. We are aware of statements made by a former member of our organisation and find them incredibly insensitive. Oh, really? Merely incredibly insensitive, eh? Let's see how incredibly insensitive they were. As John says in the comments here, is that how you describe a comment saying that innocent children deserve to die? Right? These are the people who claim to be the fucking arbiters of moral goodness in the world. These fucking degenerates. Degenerate. Absolute. Repellent fucking scum. These... Ian Huntley wouldn't fucking want to associate with these people. That's how low down the pecking order they are. Lower than a fucking gecko's gonads. These people are fucking scum. Listen to what she wrote. Because they've been consumed by their ideology, she probably doesn't even realise she's awful. That's probably the worst thing, I think, about the woke and the far left nowadays. Because like I was saying about how normal people like me and thee, you don't make decisions about people based off the politics. You don't just like hate someone because they disagree with you politically. Well, they do. And when you've been consumed utterly by it, and you've turned into an ideologue, like this woman clearly has, you do become evil. It's that road to perdition, the sort of gentle slide into depravity, where you don't even, it's insidious. That's why being an ideologue's dangerous, because it's insidious. She probably doesn't realise that she's an awful person. And that's what really scares me about communists. Because they've been consumed by this ideology, because they've been brainwashed entirely. So they think, like I have to keep telling you guys, we just think they're misguided, stupid. Most of them, like this one's a special piece of work. Most lefties we think are misguided, misinformed, badly educated, lied to. You know, you can't hold it against the sheep, the flock, for the actions of the preacher. But when you're as deeply into it as these lunatics are, you become an evil person, a terrible, terrible person, and you don't even know it. Because we just think they're stupid, and they think we are fucking actually evil. They think conservatives deserve to die because they disagree with the politics. And I'm aware that sounds almost like I'm contradicting myself there, but what I'm saying is most lefties are just misinformed. But the ones at the very top, someone like a director of the Democrat organization in Illinois, they're bad people. And they don't even know they're bad people. They think they're good people, and that is the road to damnation. Because you don't realise, like the Spanish Inquisition who thought God was on the side when they were twisting people's nipples off. They don't realise that they've become that which they purport to despise. You get consumed by your ideology, and it turns you into a fucking piece of work. So listen to what this woman said. Bunch of dead women and kids. It was probably just self-defence. Lol. Right? Carl Rittenhouse. So, I mean, that's pretty bad. It's ridiculously insensitive. But that's not the worst of them. Oh yeah, there's more. I'm sure he didn't want to hurt anyone. He came to help people. Look at that one. The blood of Carl Rittenhouse's victims is on the hands of Wisconsin citizens, even the children. Even the children. Lunatic, right? Lunatic. We don't think the children of communists deserve putting in the fucking oven, but they do. Because a jury of 12, a diverse jury of 12, found someone innocent in a court of law when presented with all of the evidence. This communist, because she is a communist, when you collectivise people to this degree, you're a communist. AOC is a communist. She's not a fucking liberal. This communist thinks that because 12 unrelated individuals in a court of law examined the evidence and found someone not guilty of fucking murder because it was self-defence, and it was probably the most obvious self-defence I've ever seen in my entire life, and probably another 7 or 8 billion people who've seen the video think the same. This lunatic thinks that children deserve to get killed. See the logic there? See the point I'm making? It's communism. I call them communists. A lot of people in the chat are like, oh no, let's get into the weeds on this. They're just communists. Collectivist communists. They don't see individuals anymore. They see the whole. And they see conservative, all evil. Entire state held responsible for the actions of 12 jurors. I mean, if you're going to distill it down and just say it's the jurors' fault, right? Even if you disagree with the verdict, surely you could at least just blame the 12 jurors. Where does it become a logical leap to say everyone in Wisconsin, even the children? It's lunacy. It's just fucking lunacy. You reap what you sow, Wisconsin. Yes, yeah, fucking communists, Maggie. Commies. And they hate you, and they hate your children. They hate your fucking dog. The animal rights activists, if they find out that you're a conservative, they'll fucking eat your dog. They're consumed with hatred for you because they're collectivists. The dog is a conservative dog. The child is a conservative child. And they care about women and they care about children. They care about animals unless they're in any way related to a fucking conservative. And then into the gulag with you, commie conservative dog. These people are lunatics. And Mary Lemansky is the best example of it I've seen for a while. Also, gobbledygook, pseudoscience, just like the deranged sort of religious zealots that they always fucking side with. Someone who believes in reaping what you sow. Wisconsin put the bad energy out there. It came back real fast. Yeah, okay. So now the lefties are the pseudoscientists as well. Fucking bad energy. What? Do you also believe in the juju at the bottom of the fucking mountain? What do you mean, bad energy? What's the scientific consensus behind the bad energy? These are the people who go on about, I fucking love science. Yeah, talking about the juju, the bad energy. Rotten Politics is in. All right, mate. I thought you had been gulagged again. I'm glad to see you're in. It's raving madmen, these people. You can't make head nor tail of what they say. And like I said, they always contradict themselves because they're ideologues. So they'll say one thing about a lefty, and then the second someone on the other side of the aisle does the exact same thing, they'll say the exact opposite because they don't care about facts and logic and data. They don't care about maths, for fuck's sake. Think about that. We all know that one thing which is a truism is mathematics. The commies have started going on about, oh yeah, we need to change maths because people from ethnic minorities aren't very good at maths, so therefore maths is wrong. First of all, that's racist as fuck. Secondly, maths isn't wrong. Maths is always right. 2 plus 2 is always fucking 4. It doesn't matter whether or not you don't like the person who gave the answer because he voted for fucking Donald Trump. 2 plus 2 is still 4. It's not 5 if someone in a MAGA hat says it's 4. These people have been consumed utterly by an insane ideology. A toxic, venomous ideology that destroys civilizations and has left mountains of fucking skulls everywhere it's reared its ugly head. Everywhere it's ever appeared. And because they refuse to learn the lessons from history, they are doomed to repeat it over and over and over and over again. And just ask yourself, like I said, do you think Mary Lemansky, if her dreams were realised and Mary Lemansky was the supreme arbiter of justice, yeah? If her despicable, disturbing chums managed to seize power in the United States and Mary Lemansky was put in charge of a small town, do you think that town would be well governed and fairly governed and the people living there would be treated justly and honestly and fairly by a fucking ideologue, a deranged communist ideologue like Mary Lemansky? Do you? Because I fucking don't. Jesus. By their words shall ye judge them. And Miss Lemansky, leading on to what I said 5 minutes ago, because she's emboldened by the ideology, was happy to write that in a public sphere. She was writing this shit out and people were liking it. She was happy to put that down in public. At least pedos have the good manners to do it in a fucking dark shed where no one's looking. These loonies think it's okay to put it out there for everyone to see. Oh, even the children deserve it. Tweet. Winning. Fucking mental. At least Harold Shipman knew he was a cunt, right? At least Peter Sutcliffe knew for a fact it wouldn't go down too well when they found his hammer in his fucking boot. But these absolute loonies are happy to tell you because they've been consumed by a deranged ideology. I think that's a very good place to leave it, right? You can't say fairer than that. At least a serial killer knows when he's been an arsehole. These fucking loonies, no idea. And that's why they put you in the gulag. You all know it. They think they're right, no matter what they say and fucking speak and think and do. That's why you end up in the gulag. And that's why they sleep like a fucking baby when they do it. You get stuck in the gulag and they still sleep soundly at night. Because they are off their fucking tits. Alright? Thanks for listening. I'll be back tomorrow. COVID-free zone from now on, right? We're not fucking doing COVID. So none of you twats go out there and find some deranged fucking shit about COVID that I won't be able to stop myself from biting and going mental about. Because I know you're going to try and bait me. None of you fuckers do as you're told, right? This isn't the army. I'm well aware that, you know, I have an ill-disciplined rabble following me and you love to fucking wind me up. So, yeah, I'll preface it with I'm attempting to be a COVID-free zone. So please don't send me any particularly wacky stories or you'll wind me up and I'll have to talk about it. All right? Blue Van Man, enjoy the fucking game. Mental, chicken oriental indeed. Right, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't send me any shit and wind me up. Good night. See you later.